Have you ever walked into a room and felt like no one noticed you? Like your presence didn't matter? Like people looked through you instead of at you? It's a painful feeling. Being ignored, being underestimated, being disrespected. But here's something powerful to remember. Respect is not something you ask for with your mouth. It's something you earn with your silence, your strength, and your soul. Islam teaches us that true honor doesn't come from showing off or shouting. It comes from the quiet power inside you. Your patience, your character, your control, and your connection to Allah. If you live by these laws, you won't need to prove yourself. You won't have to demand attention. Your presence will speak for itself. So stay with me until the end, because this might just change how the world sees you, and more importantly, how you see yourself. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Deen Xplorers for more life-changing Islamic wisdom. 1. Dignity in silence. Speak less, reflect more. There is something powerful about a person who knows when to speak and when to stay silent. In a world full of noise, loud opinions, and endless conversations, silence has become rare. But silence, in Islam, is not weakness or fear. It is strength. It is the sign of a heart that is at peace. A heart that doesn't need to shout to be heard. A soul that is content with being right, not with being loud. This kind of silence builds a wall of respect around you without you having to ask for it. Imagine two people in a heated argument. One is shouting, throwing words like arrows. The other is calm, listening, not reacting, keeping their peace. The one who remains calm always looks stronger, more respected, and more in control. Because silence is not about being quiet. It is about knowing your worth so deeply that you don't have to fight for attention. You don't have to explain yourself to everyone. You don't have to respond to every insult. You simply let your peace speak. In Islam, we are taught to speak only when our words will bring benefit. If not, it is better to stay silent, because words carry weight. Once you speak, you cannot take it back. But silence keeps your dignity safe. It keeps your respect untouched. When you stay silent, you give space for your presence to be felt. People notice your calmness. They notice your control. They may not say it, but inside their hearts, they admire you. You become the person they look to when things get chaotic, because your silence becomes your strength. But silence doesn't mean you let people harm you. It means you pick your battles. You don't waste your energy on foolish things. You protect your peace. You guard your time and your words. And this kind of silence leads to a strong personality that doesn't need validation from anyone. Silence also gives you time to think. It gives you space to reflect, to understand your emotions before speaking. It keeps your relationships safe from hurtful words. It helps you build a wise heart, a calm mind, and a clean soul. And over time, people begin to trust you more. They feel safer around you. They respect your presence, your peace, and your control. If you want people to respect you without you demanding it, start with silence. Don't rush to answer every insult. Don't feel the need to reply to every challenge. Let your silence be your protection. Let your actions speak louder than your words. Make silence your companion, especially when your emotions are high. When you are angry, don't speak. When you are hurt, don't argue. When you feel insulted, don't react. Just breathe. Remember Allah, and trust that your silence will carry more weight than 1,000 words. So if you're feeling ignored, disrespected, or misunderstood, try this. Speak less, reflect more, respond with peace. Walk away from arguments. Let your silence be your answer. And slowly, you'll notice how the world starts to treat you differently. With respect, with admiration, with curiosity. 2. The power of your character. Let your actions speak. You don't have to talk about yourself to be respected. You don't have to remind people of your values, your honesty, or your strength. If your character is clean and pure, people will notice it without you ever needing to speak. In fact, your character will say everything about you, louder and clearer than your words ever could. Islam gives great importance to character. It is not just a part of your faith, it is your faith. The way you treat people, the way you respond when you're hurt, the way you help without being asked, the way you stay away from lying and cheating. These are not just good habits. These are signs of a believer. Your reputation is not built by your posts or your speeches. It is built by your consistent actions. Every day, you are writing your story. And every choice you make, every word you speak, every step you take is showing the world who you truly are. You may not realize it, but someone is watching how you behave when you're angry. Someone is noticing how you deal with people who have less than you. Someone is learning from how you act when things don't go your way. If you want to be respected by people, work on your behavior. If you want people to trust you, become honest in every part of your life. If you want people to feel safe around you, then show mercy, just like you want Allah to show mercy to you. Every time you are kind to someone, you are building a relationship with them that is based on respect. Let's say you own a business. You could talk for hours about how great your service is. But if you lie to customers, cheat on prices, or treat workers unfairly, no one will believe your words. On the other hand, if you are honest and humble in your business, if you admit your mistakes and fix them, your customers will respect you even without big advertisements. That's how powerful actions can be. People may forget what you said, but they won't forget how you made them feel. They won't forget that you helped them when they were struggling. They won't forget that you kept a secret they shared. They won't forget that you stood up for someone who had no voice. That memory stays with them forever. And that's what makes them respect you. When people see that you don't change your values for anyone, that you treat the weak with the same kindness you give to the strong, they will begin to respect you deeply. They will not only trust you, but they will look up to you. Let your life be an example. Let your behavior be your voice. Because a person of character doesn't need to demand respect. It follows them naturally. 3. Control your emotions. Strength is in patience. There are moments in life when you feel like screaming. Moments when someone disrespects you, lies to your face, or hurts your heart so deeply that you want to explode. But in those exact moments, when your emotions are pulling you like a storm, what you do next shows the world who you really are. Controlling your emotions doesn't mean you don't feel anything. It means you don't let your emotions control you. In Islam, this self-control is one of the greatest strengths a person can have. When you stay calm during anger, patient during pain, and silent during chaos, you earn not just the respect of people, but also the love of Allah. Many people think that shouting, fighting, or reacting instantly is a sign of power. But that's not true. Anyone can scream when they're angry. Anyone can punch a wall when they're upset. That doesn't take strength. That takes weakness. Real strength is when you feel fire inside you, but you keep your words cool. Real strength is when you're hurt deeply, but you choose not to hurt others in return. And this strength brings deep respect. When people see that you don't fall into arguments, that you don't lose control, that you don't break others even when you have the chance, they begin to admire you. They begin to trust your calmness. They begin to value your presence, because your peace becomes a rare thing in this noisy world. But how do you get to that level? How do you build this patience? The answer lies in your relationship with Allah. When you trust Him, you don't feel the need to fight for everything. You don't rush to defend yourself every time someone attacks you. You don't seek revenge for every insult. You believe that Allah is the best judge, the best protector, and the best planner. And that belief gives you peace. You don't have to win every argument. You don't have to prove every point. Sometimes the best reply is silence. Sometimes the best action is no reaction. Not because you are weak, but because you are wise. And that wisdom earns you honor. It sets you apart. People see you as someone with depth, someone who doesn't break under pressure, someone who knows how to lead with calmness. And in every circle you enter, people begin to respect you because they see that you have something they don't: control. Also, controlling emotions is not just about anger. It's about fear, jealousy, sadness, and even excitement. When you learn to manage how you respond to these feelings, you become balanced. And a balanced person is someone others can rely on. Your friends feel safe around you. Your family trusts you more. Even strangers notice your stability. Start small. The next time someone says something rude, don't reply. Take a deep breath. Remember Allah. The next time you feel disappointed, remind yourself that everything happens for a reason. The next time you feel like giving up, whisper a prayer and keep going. Every moment of patience you show is a moment of growth. And every time you win over your emotions, you earn more than just respect. You earn closeness to your Creator. So if you want to walk into a room and have people admire your strength, start with your heart. Calm it, clean it, train it. Let your peace be louder than your anger. Let your patience be stronger than your pain. And let your control be your crown. Because in the eyes of Allah and in the hearts of people, there is nothing more powerful than a soul that chooses patience over reaction. 4. Walk with Taqwa. Let your faith be your aura. There is a kind of presence that doesn't come from wealth, beauty, or fame. It's a presence that can't be bought, and it can't be faked. It's a kind of light that surrounds someone and makes people respect them without even knowing why. That presence is the result of Taqwa. And when you walk with Taqwa, you carry a silent aura that touches every heart around you. Taqwa means being aware of Allah all the time. It means living every moment as if Allah is watching you, because He is. It means guarding your heart, your tongue, your eyes, your thoughts, and your steps. It means doing what pleases Allah and staying away from anything that would bring His displeasure. And when a person starts living like this, they begin to shine in a way that no mirror can reflect. Taqwa changes everything. It changes how you speak. You begin to speak gently because you know Allah hears every word. It changes how you look at people. You lower your gaze out of respect, not weakness. It changes how you react. When people insult you, you don't react with anger. You remember Allah and you walk away with dignity. And this behavior builds a personality that earns deep respect, not just from people, but from the angels. People feel peace around a person who has Taqwa. They feel safe. They feel calm. Even if they don't fully understand it, they sense something pure. That's what Taqwa does. It gives you a spiritual aura that reaches hearts without effort. Think about the people you admire most in your life. Maybe it's someone who's kind, who never lies, who prays sincerely, who helps others quietly. They may not talk much, they may not dress like celebrities, but you feel pulled toward them. You respect them without even needing to know their full story. That's Taqwa working through them. When you live with Taqwa, you don't need to raise your voice to prove your worth. You don't need to fight for attention. Your character does the talking. Your silence holds meaning. Your presence becomes heavy in a beautiful way. People know you're different, not because you say it, but because they feel it. To develop Taqwa, begin in your small daily choices. Choose to pray on time, even when it's inconvenient. Choose to say no to what displeases Allah, even if everyone else is doing it. Choose to be honest when lying seems easier. Choose to forgive when your ego wants to stay angry. With every one of these moments, your Taqwa grows. And as it grows, so does the light in your heart. In the end, remember this. People may forget your name, your achievements, and your titles, but they will never forget the peace you carried. They will never forget how your presence made them feel. And that is the result of walking with Taqwa. So walk with your head held high, not in pride, but in confidence that you belong to Allah. Let your heart shine with sincerity. Let your choices reflect your faith, and you'll never have to ask for respect. It will follow you wherever you go. So remember this. You don't need to raise your voice to raise your value. You don't need to argue to prove who you are. And you don't need a crowd to confirm your worth. True respect begins in the heart and shows through your actions, not through loud words or endless explanations. If you live with silence that is guided by wisdom, character that is shaped by faith, emotions that are controlled by patience, and a soul that walks with Taqwa, then people will feel your presence even if you don't speak. You won't have to explain your worth. Your calmness, your discipline, and your connection to Allah will speak for you. People may not always praise you. They might not always understand you. But they will carry a silent respect for you because they will feel something rare, the power of sincerity. And that kind of respect lasts longer than anything forced. This is what Islam teaches us: to lead with character, to shine through actions, to stay humble, and to trust that Allah sees everything. Keep walking with faith, stay grounded in who you are, and never feel the need to shout to be seen.